Hello everyone. I'm posting this video for a reason this morning. As you can tell, I don't sound very good. This is what happens when I sing for a few days. Just here and there singing throughout the day. And some of this stuff isn't even really that awful high, but this is what happens. I have told people in the past about turning around and singing and getting sick, and some people are just like, oh yeah, whatever, because they don't even think about what happens. Or they say, well, I imagine that could happen. And maybe they think, you get like a little bit of like a sore throat or something, but it's not that big of a deal. The problem is when I was doing scales, way, way back before I was even, well, I started scales doing that, I think, before I even turned 17. So it was like I was like 17, 18 doing that. And when I went to do my recital, like I said, I wasn't even 20 yet. When I went to do my recital, I was actually sick throughout the whole thing. I was sick and everything, and I had to go down and do it because it was set up. Everybody was there, and it was a very special time because my vocalist and her husband were going to be leaving, and so I was very persistent. That I had to do this. I had to take what she had done for me, helping me out. I had to take and take certain songs and that and put a program together and everything for her in honor of them before they left. And that was fine. But with all the singing that I had done, I turned around and was, not too good. Everybody liked it anyway, and it turned out all right, I guess. But so this is what happens, though. And like I said, I went through this even, just doing scales. It wasn't even actually singing songs. It was just doing the scales themselves. And even now I struggle with that. So my thing is, if there is, or if there are any, and I don't know why, but the whole, like, old cartoons, like Bugs Bunny and that, I'm going to ask a question, is there a doctor in the house? Because I'm wondering, and I've actually been, and this was a few years ago, to my ear, nose, and throat doctor, and he said that my throat was fine, that there was nothing there. And I know, like, if you're a celebrity and you go to one of these more expensive doctors, they run this thing down your throat and everything, and they do this whole thing where they can see the inside of your throat and they can tell you what's wrong, and they have you do, like, scales and that so they can see. And, of course, obviously, I can't afford that, but I just want to see if anybody out there knows what causes this, because I don't hardly ever drink alcohol. I do every now and again, but it's not like I'm constantly out drinking or anything. It's just like that's like a treat for me to have any kind of alcohol, whatever it is. I don't smoke. I've never smoked in my entire life. The only thing that may be against me is drinking caffeine. I don't drink pop. If I have a pop, it's a real, like, freak thing because I just don't. I try to stay away from it for, weight issues and the fact that it's been so long since I've really been a dedicated pop drinker, it doesn't even taste good to me anymore, which is really awesome. But I'm finding myself drinking a lot of coffee right now, and of course I drink regular tea. I have green tea, I just got away from it, so I'm not drinking, like decaf tea, I'm drinking caffeinated. But my thing is, I know, like, the coffee dries your throat out, so I know that doesn't help any. But I know now my grandparents are sick. My grandmother has bronchitis, and my grandfather now, after all this time, we've all been, I've been through the flu that had me down for a week. My mom got sick and everything, and my grandmother's been in the hospital with, like, a touch of bronchitis, and then now, like, she has full-blown bronchitis. They actually thought it was pneumonia and everything, but they went and did the whole chest x-ray thing, and that ruled out the pneumonia, that it was just bronchitis. So, but she's having a real hard time shaking this, and my grandfather, it had been good the whole time. He never had any problems. Now he's got the scratchy throat and he's having a hard time. To a point, it's not like really, really bad, but he's doing a cough and spit and junk like she is. But I know being around them, could be an issue. But I know for me personally, this is what started it for me with the flu, was the singing. And usually I just get a cold. And this last time, it just evolved into something more. And now here I am again with the throat issues and that. So I just want to know, I mean, and I know maybe without actually coming in for like an appointment, you really couldn't tell me much, but just anything. I mean, they say like when you sing, I know you're supposed to get like a lot of sleep, drink a lot of water, avoid alcohol and different stuff and everything. I understand that. But for me, I'm trying to figure out, I know, because I know like scales is a big plus, and you really are supposed to do your scales. But if even doing the scales is causing this, then it really doesn't do me any good to do them, because I'm still going to wind up in the same situation. So I'm trying to find out, what can I do. Now, I know I have sinus trouble, which, it runs in my family, and I've got that crap always draining down the back of my throat. And even when I'm trying to sing, there are times, not all the time, but there are times during, like where my nose might run a little bit and everything or something, it's just, it's very frustrating. So I know anything about like a sinus surgery you can have that would like kind of help to avoid that particular issue. So maybe it's not so much a throat issue, but maybe it's a sinus issue, whatever, but I'm not really sure. So, I don't know, I'm just asking for help. Maybe one of my worst problems is the fact that I talk an awful lot. I used to always be like a quiet person, but now I feel like I don't know if it's like nerves or what it is, but I just find myself, talking an awful lot and that, and I know that doesn't help either, but for anybody that actually is a doctor that watches this, I don't have my tonsils or adenoids. They've been out for many years now. So I know it's not that, because I know my tonsils were really bad and everything, and I had to go in. The doctor told me, he said, you got to go in and get these things out, because it was so bad. But I didn't wait. I asked the doctor, like the day, like as soon as I came out of surgery, I said, well, can I talk? And he said, well, sure, why can't you? And he couldn't, he doesn't take the stuff seriously enough, because he doesn't sing to all this and that. That didn't mean anything to him, but I should have waited at least 6 months after getting my tonsils out. I'm figuring that didn't help any. If I would have waited at least 6 months before singing again, and I didn't, like an idiot, as soon as the pain was gone and everything, and I was back to normal, I just snapped right back into the process, and you can't do that. Everything, at least from my personal experience, you can't. Now, everybody's different, but for me, I don't know, and I don't want to make this a very long video, because I know I'm talking an awful lot, but, excuse me, we have a cat, and I'm allergic to cats, but I've been raised around cats. I mean, when I was a baby, so in the crib, our cat Squeaky, God rest his soul and everything, he would lay, either outside the crib, or I think he would even get in the crib with me and everything, and he was very protective. He didn't want anybody to touch me, whatever. He was like a guard dog to me, and I've always grew up around cats. I just, and then I found out I had this allergy, but I don't break out or anything. I mean, like, if they brush up, like, across, like, up against my face or whatever, and my face will, like, itch a little bit, but I've never puffed out or anything, and I've been scratched, and I've never had cat scratch fever or anything, but I'm wondering, too, if maybe that's another issue that I'm dealing with, too, is because of that. And maybe it's not coming out, like a hive or like a swelling or whatever and everything, but it's coming out in the way that it's messing with my sinuses and with my throat and that. And that's another thing that I'm concerned with, but I'm not in a place right now where I'm able to move. I mean, it's something that I'm trying to figure out. But then even like if I would move to an apartment, you never know what, like the person that was in there before, if they had any animals, I would have to find out and everything. It would be nice to try it, in a place that's never had a cat, just to see what it would do. But that's another factor that I'm afraid may have, like, maybe a contributing factor to this. But I'm trying to figure it out, and I'm hoping that someone that watches this will be able to help me out, because singing is my passion, and I said here, a few weeks ago, I said, I'm done. I'm not going to sing anymore. I can't keep going like this. I can't keep getting sick, because, I mean, I've been sick, like, in, like, the middle of summer, and stuff from this area. So this isn't even a cold issue with area. I mean, this is just the fact that I'm singing. It doesn't matter what time of the year it is. It's an issue. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm done. I'm never going to sing again. And, I put the music on automatically. Oh, I love this song, and I love a lot of songs. I mean, I go from country to pop to rock, it doesn't matter. I get into it, and I sing, and I pay for it. I try to write my own songs, like the one I have posted here, that was my last post. And some of the songs, that's what I do. I sing them out. I just wrote a song here over the weekend. and I sang the song out as I typed it up, and literally as I typed it up, and I kept going over it and over it and over it and over it, to make sure that everything made sense and all that and everything, and trying to work everything together, and the whole process. So, I mean, this is just one of those things where it's like, it's me. It's instilled in me. Ever since I was a kid, I've always wanted to be a singer. It's what I do. It's always been such a very, very big deal to me, along with the writing, of course, which really, I think, it's always been a debate for me to what actually came first, but it's just the fact that it's something that I like to do, and I hate to give it up. You hate to give up anything that is a real passion to you, so I'm trying to find a way to do this so that I don't have to give it up. And, of course, if you listen to stuff, I obviously don't sound good recorded, but if you were right in front of me, I've been told, that it sounds really good, so I just don't want to give it up. And I don't know. But like I said, I just wanted to throw that out there to see. I will do, I keep promising an actual update on things that are going on, and I really do owe that, but I don't want to throw that into this video, because this is one video I'm doing directly all about me, not about anybody else, or whatever, anything else. It's just about me and the situation, because this is very important to me, and I won't go, because without a job, I can't afford to go, to the ears, nose, throat doctor and everything, because I don't think he has a sliding fee like my doctor's office does. And I don't know if he would even help me or not, because with my luck, he'll just look at my throat and say, you're fine, bye. Because, that's what he always does anyway, like I said. So, I don't know. I don't know what you're supposed to do. All I know is it's a real heartbreaking situation. So I just ask that if there's anybody out there, please help me. And I just thank you guys, for putting up with me, and I love you so much. And happy belated St. Patrick's Day, and I don't know that I'm going to be doing a video before Easter, so happy Easter too. If I do, well, I'll say it again, but just to kind of catch it and everything. It seems like everything's running together this year. It just seems so strange to me. It's like there's a week in between the two, so... But that's the only off-topic thing I'm going to do here. And, oh yeah, and too happy for the spring. It's snowing out, so Mother Nature and everything definitely has, like, huge PMS, and I don't know, she seriously needs to get it together. But anyway, I love you guys, and God bless you. Mwah.